In this video, we are going to go through the steps in order to create a student completion file. So a folder that has student completion rules attached to it would mean that a student has to go through a specific order of the items in the folder before moving on to the next item. So I am going to open up a course, which I have here, and I'm going to open up the file that I want to add student completion rules. So I'm going to open this NESAR review. You'll find student completion rules under options, and you'll click student completion. So here I'm going to add a requirement. Now, you can have students complete the requirements in order, or they could do it in any order. Just in order to finish the folder, they have to have done everything. So I like to usually put it in sequential order, and I can choose in this drop-down box all of the different requirement or different files that I have in my folder. So I'm going to choose my PDF, and I'm going to say the only item for the PDF is to view. So that student, in order to go on and have finished that requirement, they have to open up that PDF and view that. And then I can continue to add more requirements. So that I'm going to say they have to view that item again. And I'm going to save those. And now I can continue adding more requirements. So here I've chosen an assignment. So I can tell it's an assignment based on this little icon. And there's a couple different options for an assignment. I can say that the student has to just view the item, open it up. They have to post a comment or reply back to that assignment. They must make a submission, or they have to score at least a certain score. So I'm going to say they have to make a submission. So in order to check that part off, they have to submit something into that 12.2a review. For a test or quiz here, you can have a couple different options of viewing. They just have to open it up. They have to post a comment or reply. Make a submission, it doesn't matter on their score, or score at least. So I'm going to choose score at least, and I'm going to say they have to score at least an 80 out of 100. If I want to get rid of any of these, I can always click the X here. I'm going to save those, and if I want to change the order, when I change the order, since I have the option checked that they have to complete in sequential order, once I change the order in the folder, that changes the student completion order. So you can see when there's a little check mark here, they must view the item. It tells you the rule, and it tells you that there's a requirement on that item. So here's a couple others. I'm going to make these public. As a student, when I'm looking at this, I can also see the rule, and once I've done that requirement, it will become a green check mark here. So I opened up another course that have some students enrolled in the course to show you what it looks like when I want to see if students are actually completing the folder. So I would open up that folder, and there's going to be a new button called Student Progress. So when I click Student Progress, it's going to give me a listing of all my students and give me a percentage of how much they have done in that. So I can see when there's a green check that student has actually finished it. And this is actually not published right now, so most of my students have not even seen the folder. So it's common that I would see a 0%. So that's how you would check to see how they are doing in their progress of the student completion folder. So they're very easy to set up, great for units that you want to have self-paced for students that they can work through on their own. They can each be working on their own individual assignment, going through at their own pace, and still get the content that you have set forth for them. So I hope this has helped you learn how to set up student completion folders.